If you've ever looked in the mirror and thought, I'm not good enough or I'm ugly, I want you to pause for a second and really hear me out. You're not ugly, you're not broken, you're just insecure. And insecurities, they tend to make us do things that we later question. Sometimes impulsive things that we did because we thought it would make us feel validated or seen or even accepted. I know this firsthand, like with a bunch of tattoos I got at a really dark place in my life. And the thing is, I've already booked my appointment to get them removed. I'm taking action, and today I would like to share why I got it, why I regretted it, and how this process is teaching me about confidence and self-love. Most of you guys know me as K-Fit, but today I'm coming to you as Kayla. Growing up, I struggled with insecurities a lot more than I realized. There were times where I compared myself to everyone around me. I doubted my worth and even made choices that I thought would make me feel more accepted. And one of those choices was getting a bunch of tattoos in a really dark moment in my life. And the main reason why I got them, honestly, was for attention, acceptance, and just to feel like I was good enough, just to numb my pain. But like I said before, I've made a huge step and I've been thinking long and hard about this. And I finally booked my appointment to have all of them removed. And while I do not have a problem with tattoos at all, this journey has taught me so much about self-love, confidence, and not making decisions for others. And I wanted to make this video to help any other young girls out there, even if you're older than me, who are going through certain decisions in life, whatever that may be. And just so you won't make the same mistakes I made, and just so I could give you guys some advice on self-love, so maybe you can get through those situations a lot easier. Before we can learn to love ourselves, we have to understand what insecurity really is. Insecurity is not just thinking you look bad in a photo. It's a deep feeling of feeling like you are just not enough. It shows up in so many different ways: comparing yourself to others, seeking validation online, or even making choices that you think will make people like you. I started getting tattoos at the age of 17, right after my first heartbreak and my grandmother's passing. At that age, heartbreak feels like your whole world is just falling apart. I wanted something tangible to express that pain and feel like I could mark the experience and somehow turn it into something cool. Each tattoo slowly became a coping mechanism and a way for me to deal with sadness that I just did not know how to process. But over the years, the tattoos were not just art. They were reminders of insecurities and struggles that I carried with me into adulthood. Done during a really dark time in my life, a time where I wanted attention, I wanted validation, and I just wanted to feel something because I was feeling so depressed. Insecurities can influence big decisions, sometimes even permanent ones. Seeking external validation is very common, especially during hardships. Understanding the root of your insecurity is the first step towards self-love. Recognizing insecurity is the first step in taking control and learning to make decisions for yourself rather than to just cope with sadness or to get attention is one of the most empowering things that you can do. Have you ever made a choice that you later regretted because of a heartbreak or just insecurities? Comment below because I would love to hear your personal stories. Insecurity does not just make us feel bad about ourselves. It influences the choices we make. And sometimes those choices aren't about what we truly want, but they're about what we feel will make other people notice us or love us. Impulsive choices oftentimes stem from emotional pain, purchases, relationships, or social media posts. These can all be ways that we seek temporary relief from insecurities. We often seek validation externally. Looking for attention or approval does not heal insecurity. It only distracts us from confronting it. Regret is just a part of growth. Every choice made from insecurity teaches us more about ourselves and what we truly value. Posting photos online in hopes of getting a bunch of likes. Staying in relationships that don't serve you because you fear being alone. Spending money to keep up with others instead of just focusing on your own personal growth. The common thread with all of that is insecurity. It pushes us to act before we think, to chase validation instead of confidence, and to make decisions that do not fully align with our true selves. And recognizing that is the first step to breaking the cycle. By taking deliberate steps to act from confidence instead of insecurity, you start to reclaim your power. Regret can feel heavy. It can weigh on your mind, your self-esteem, and even your future decisions. But here's the thing. Regret is also a signal. It's your mind telling you that something here isn't serving you anymore. And once you finally recognize that, you can start to take action. Facing regret is not easy. It requires honesty and courage. Many people avoid taking action because they fear judgment, discomfort, or even failure. But here's the truth. Every step you take to correct a choice that was made from insecurity is a step closer to freedom. This tattoo removal is symbolic. It's more than just skin deep. I'm done making choices due to pain, fear, or just needing validation. I'm finally at a point where I'm choosing myself, my confidence, and my personal growth. I want you guys to identify what it is that's holding you back. Reflect on decisions that were made during your emotional lows. Are they still serving you today? Things like relationships, purchases, or even physical changes. Are they still serving you? Take tangible steps to reclaim your control. Action does not have to be huge. It can be as simple as booking an appointment, setting boundaries, or changing up your routine. For me, scheduling this tattoo removal was a physical, irreversible step that mirrored my internal commitment to growth. Understand the difference between correction and erasure. Taking action is not about erasing your past. It's just about acknowledging it. It's about learning from it and making choices that reflect your current self. Act from self-love, not from fear. Decisions that were made from insecurity may feel urgent, but they rarely serve your long-term well-being. If you are struggling with regret, here's a mini roadmap to help you. Acknowledge the regret. Be honest about what you did and why. Reflect on the motive. Was it insecurity, attention seeking, or just emotional pain? Or maybe you were tricked, or maybe you were fooled into loving something or somebody at the time, and you just aren't that person anymore, and that is completely fine. Decide on action. What can you do now to align with your present self? Take that next step, whether it's leaving a toxic relationship or changing up habits. Action transforms regret into hope. Learn from it and internalize. Use the experience to strengthen your self-confidence and guide your future experiences and choices. Taking action is empowering, but it's only part of the journey. The next step is learning how to build true confidence from the inside out, so you don't end up finding yourself repeating past mistakes or letting insecurities drive your decisions again. And that is exactly what we are going to dive into next. Confidence is not about looking perfect or getting constant validation from others. It's about knowing your worth, standing in your truth, and making decisions that align with who you are. Start with self-awareness. The first step to confidence is understanding yourself. Take time to reflect on your insecurities, your past decisions, and what triggers your self-doubt. For me, that was me taking a look at my tattoos and why I even got them at the moment, and just realizing that it was just a reminder of sadness and just a really dark place in my life. By me identifying where those choices came from, I could finally start separating my worth from those past choices. Journal daily, okay? Write down moments where you felt insecure and why you felt that way. Stop seeking external validation. A lot of our insecurities come from caring too much about what other people think. Social media likes, compliments, or even attention can feel good temporarily, but they don't build real confidence. The real change started when I stopped looking for validation from anyone but myself. Take breaks from social media when you notice yourself comparing. Celebrate your achievements privately before you start sharing them with other people. Ask yourself, am I doing this for me or for someone else? That was huge for me because I realized that most of my teenage years and half my early 20s, I'm 22, I'm about to be 23 in like a few weeks, I was literally making decisions based off of what other people were going to think, to have that shock value to see, okay, maybe this will make that dude finally like me. Maybe this will make those people finally want to be my friend, because like you guys, some of you guys may know, I struggled a lot with that growing up, like just not having a lot of friends or like just not feeling good enough, you know. And I really want whoever's watching this to understand, before you make any decisions in life, whether that be like doing people pleasing stuff for other people or getting in certain relationships or staying in certain relationships, ask yourself if you're doing this for you or you're doing this for other people or what other people will think of you, because that is two completely different things that I feel like should be separated. And once you really start doing stuff for you, that's when the happiness truly comes, and that's when you truly start to find and figure out who you are as a person. Develop daily confidence habits. Confidence grows from consistent habits, not one-time changes. Here's what I personally do to strengthen my confidence. Daily affirmations. Start the day with statements like, I am enough, I am worthy, I am beautiful, I deserve love and respect. This is a big one for me because I was at a point where I thought I was pretty. I knew I was pretty, but I just felt like I wasn't worthy. Like I felt like I wasn't worthy of respect. I felt like I wasn't worthy of love. But I knew that I was beautiful. I looked at myself, I'm like, I'm pretty, but I just didn't feel worthy. And people don't realize that that ties into confidence as well. People think, oh, well, I know I'm pretty. That doesn't mean that you have self-worth or self-love. It just means that you know that you look good. It's so much deeper than just liking how you look. It's about feeling worthy, really, really feeling worthy about you as a whole. You as a person. Body language, okay? So stand tall, make eye contact, and speak with intention. Fitness and self-care. Moving your body and just caring for your health reinforces self-respect. For me personally, my fitness journey has been a huge confidence booster and helped me so much with my overall self-love journey. Learning new things or just improving yourself reinforces your sense of capability and self-worth. Reframe past mistakes as life lessons. Instead of beating yourself up with past decisions and mistakes you made through insecurity, see them as a lesson. All my past decisions in life just taught me what I don't want and help guide me to what serves me now as a person. Confidence grows when you honor your past without letting it define you. I regret so many choices, but they taught me how to set boundaries and trust my instincts. Surround yourself with positive energy. The people and environments that you're around can either reinforce insecurities or help you build your confidence. I learned how to limit time with people who make me feel small. And instead, I focus on people who uplift and encourage my growth. And vice versa. I make sure that I give as much as they give. Embrace your authentic self. True confidence comes from embracing who you are, flaws and all. You do not need to be perfect. Your past, your insecurities, these are all a part of your story. By accepting yourself fully, you stop seeking approval from others, and you finally start to make choices that reflect your real self. Once you've built this foundation of self-awareness, habits, and authentic confidence, the next step is learning how to truly love yourself. Confidence helps, but self-love is what keeps you grounded. Self-love is not just about feeling good in the moment. It's about creating a deep acceptance and love for who you truly are. Flaws and all. Set healthy boundaries. Self-love also means protecting your energy. Say no to people and situations that may drain you. Protecting your time, emotions, and mental space is a powerful way to show yourself true love. I've learned that boundaries are not selfish. They're actually essential. I want you guys to identify 2 to 3 areas where your boundaries have been a little bit weak. And I want you guys to practice asserting yourself this week. Celebrate yourself daily. Self-love grows when you acknowledge yourself and your achievements every single day. Celebrate your uniqueness or even just your small victories. I try to reflect and celebrate each day on moments where I chose myself or overcame a challenge. It reinforces my self-worth and keeps me focused on progress, not perfection. Start a daily gratitude journal focused on just yourself. Write 3 things you did each day that show your strength and your growth. Practice forgiveness. I said this and I will say this again. Loving yourself means forgiving yourself for past mistakes. Forgiving yourself does not erase the past, but it frees you so you can move forward without unnecessary guilt or shame. Write a letter to yourself, forgiving past actions. And I want you guys to acknowledge that you made the best decision that you could with what you had at that time. Embrace your authenticity. True self-love is loving and embracing every part of you. When you love yourself fully, you stop comparing yourself to others. You stop seeking validation. And you stop making decisions from a place of fear or insecurity. You finally start living for yourself. And that is where freedom and happiness truly comes from. Once you build confidence and learn how to love yourself, the next step is maintaining it. This is about making decisions that protect your growth, prevent future regret, and ensure that insecurity never controls your life again. And that is exactly what we are going to dive into right now. Make decisions from self-love, not insecurity. One of the biggest lessons I've learned from my tattoo journey at a young age was that decisions made from insecurities do not truly serve you. This was a choice made during a really dark time in my life where I was seeking validation, something to numb my pain and just love. Removing it is a decision made from my self-love, confidence, and just honoring myself and my history. The key is to pause before making choices. Ask yourself, Am I doing this because I truly want it? Or am I doing it because of fear, sadness, or just a need for validation? Before you make any major decisions, take a moment to journal your intentions and ensure that it comes from a place of self-respect and aligning with your values. Or even if it's something that you truly want to do for you. Reflect regularly on your progress. Self-love and confidence grows when you take time to reflect on your journey. I personally love looking back at old Snapchat videos of me, not to just dwell on it, but just to look back and see how far I personally come. Seeing my progress from a teenager that was lost, just making choices in life from sadness and just insecurity, to now a 23-year-old who is actually reclaiming control over her body and her life, keeps reminding me that growth is possible and worth it, and that I will continue to grow and just improve mentally. And I'm so excited too, like as the years go on, how much I will grow mentally, because I already learned so much throughout my teenage years, my childhood years, and I'm only 23. I'm not even 23. I must be 23 in like 2 weeks, September 16th, Virgo. But anyway, it's just seeing all that growth just goes to show that I have so much more life to live and so much more to learn. And if I've already gained this much knowledge, I can't wait to see where my mind is at 30 years old, how much knowledge I have, and then the knowledge that I could pass on to my kids one day, So I always look at what I've been through and just my journey as just a way for me to just love myself even more, because I'm like, wow, I overcame that. When some people would have like not been able to get through certain things, I overcame that. And I personally feel like God gives his challenges to the strongest soldiers, or the people who he knows is going to use that to help others. And I'm just happy that I could use what I went through to kind of help anybody else out there who might be going through similar things in life. Or if you're going through a hard time in life, just know and understand that it gets better. And the moment you're in now is just going to be lessons that help you grow as a person and be more knowledgeable and be smarter and just be a completely different person. It's just the best feeling seeing yourself change in front of your own eyes. I changed literally within just 5 months. 5 months ago, my mindset was completely different than it is now. And it's just crazy to see. And it's just a beautiful thing. And I want you guys to also remember, just because you made the changes and removed negative things from your life and, made that change, like how I'm doing, like when I remove these, I know that even after that, it's not over. I'm going to keep growing. Like I said, I still have more lessons to learn, and that's for everybody. Life is an ongoing lesson, and the more life we live, the more lessons we learn. So don't take that into thinking that, oh, I overcame this, I love myself now, I'm never going to make a mistake again. No. Now you just have the tools and self-love to understand that when you make a mistake, it's not the end of the world, and that's not because you're just a terrible person. That's just because you made a mistake. It's not because you're just stupid or you're just not worthy. No, you just made a mistake. You fell in love with the wrong person. That has nothing to do with you being naive. That just means that you made a mistake and chose the wrong person. That is okay, though. You can still learn and grow from it. Take what you can from situations and understand that it is just self-growth, okay? Nothing is super personal. When you learn that, it really, really helps when you're in those dark times, helps you overcome it. Because I was in such dark times, and maybe one day I'll give you guys my life story again, but I was in such a dark time in my life, and I felt like I was never going to overcome it. And just to see where I am now and seeing like I have YouTube now, I have another level of income now, and it's just like, wow, like God has given me times 10 what I've been through. You know what I mean? He's given me blessings like times 10, that I will go through what I went through over again if that meant that I could get to where I am now, So I really don't regret anything, and I'm just blessed to be in the opportunity now to like solve my issues and just keep going on with life, because that's what life is about. It doesn't make sense to sit and dwell in the past because it does nothing for you. So remember, you are not ugly, you are just insecure. But insecurity does not define who you are as a person. You can create a life where you make choices for yourself, not for anybody else, not out of insecurity, but for yourself. You are worth every step. So I really hope this video and just sharing my journey and my future journey is helpful to you if you're on the same journey of just feeling regret, or just feeling like, like where did I go wrong, or feeling insecure even if you're not at the point of you making a mistake, you just feel insecure. I just want to be there for you to not make mistakes out of being irrational because you are insecure or because you don't see your self-worth. Okay, so hope this video helped. Please do not forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.